Bar for Bar album reviews. Rumor, Drug Dealing is a Lost Art. Drug Dealing is a Lost Art is the debut EP from Rumor. Rumor gained a lot of attention earlier this year with his take on Rascal Flatt's Blessed the Broken Road with the track Rascal. Rumor kind of came up out of nowhere, which led many to think that he's an industry plant, which I've already discussed on the previous podcast. He takes influences from country and trap music, not unlike Lil Nas X. The only difference here is that Rumor is singing a bit more than rapping, and leans a little bit more into the lane of Don Toliver and St. John. And he's definitely put himself in that melodic rap category, as of now at least. Speaking of the melodic rap category, many expected Rumor to do more country rap like we saw in Rascal on this project. And I mean, it's there, it's just not fully there. It's only really notable on a few tracks, the first being Rascal and then Silence. And this is only because those two are a little bit more ballad focused. The track I'm Not Over You also leans a little bit into it, but not as much, I'd say. What really drew me to Rumor at first was the fact that this man in a ski mask was singing with so much heart. It was just so off-putting that I couldn't help but listen to what he had to say. And with that said, I mean, there's not a whole lot of substance. It's what you would expect from melodic rap. It's pretty surface level stuff. The point of this project to me was that they're trying to introduce people to Rumor and to let you know that drug dealing is a lost art. It's funny because there's not a whole lot of drug dealing on this project, at least at a surface level, but that's fine. Re-listening to the project with a focus on the lyrics makes me feel as though he takes what Griselda does, which is that gritty coke rap, but sings instead of rap. It's really confusing because the voice that we're presented with isn't one that many would associate with the content that we get. Getting into the project itself, though, we start off with the track Welfare, which features Westside Gunn, brother in the ski mask wearing space. This track is really what made me think of that Griselda connection, just because, oh yeah, Westside Gunn. Okay. But this track is weird because Westside Gunn shows up for all of 15 seconds, which makes me wonder why he's even there to begin with. The rest of the track is pretty enjoyable though. He goes into why he's rapping and where he is now, with the chorus stating, "I had to go and get it, my mama stuck in welfare." This part of the chorus could be seen as him rapping to help his mom, which is such a pure thought that people in Genius are going with. However, I'm pretty sure it's him going and getting it is in reference to him selling drugs. Hence the name Drug Dealing is Lost Art. Especially because he then says now he has a condo in the city and that he moved up out the trap house. Assuming he's keeping the tenses right, his mother being on welfare and him being in the trap house are probably occurring at the same time. So I would like to think that he's now able to support his mother, but I guess we'll find out more as his career goes on and he likes to give us more information. Aside from that though, the track was enjoyable. Then we get into the track Dealer, which is another single aside from Rascal, which he's released previously. And I still really enjoy the beginning part / chorus sort of thing that happens. The track goes through a basic overview of how he feels when he's on different drugs, and it kind of sounds like the song is dedicated to his dealer, or it's like a love song to your dealer. I don't know. I may as well talk about the remix at this point too, which features Future and Lil Baby, both of the two features fit the track well. I mean, it's nothing crazy. Even though the track is a bit higher paced than what they typically work with, they do a decent job. Future delivers an interesting line here, though, where he says, "Drinking on the dirty soda, promise I'm never go sober." I'm pretty sure the Future's sober. And I'm pretty sure that he said that he was going to be cutting back on these references and drug lines, like, since the passing of Juice WRLD. I might be misremembering things, though. I don't really have much to say about Lil Baby's verse, though, other than it's enjoyable. I definitely do tend to prefer Lil Baby over Gunna and sometimes even Thugger. The next track on this EP is titled Nouveau Riche, which is probably a terrible pronunciation. But this translates roughly to the new rich. This is probably seen as a derogatory term to people who are the new rich and are just kind of overdoing things with their newfound richness. He also continues what I believe is his drug references here with the chorus, 100,000 to my bitch, I bet she clean it for me. In case you don't get that line, he's giving dirty money to someone so that it can be laundered and become clean or used to generate clean money. This is a pretty normal thing. And it makes sense because it's usually harder to get in trouble for having clean money or clean sources of income. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you just got to do stuff you don't want to do, like sell drugs or do wrong or steal money. But you can always use that money to generate legitimate sources of income. He also says that now that he's finally got the life that he wanted, he hopes he doesn't mess it up. Hence the reason for trying to go for clean money, like rap. The next track here is I'm Not Over You, which is surprisingly produced by Timbaland. Now I say surprisingly because it sounds awful. Like, everything sounds super muddy and it just doesn't feel mixed properly. Like, I guess it sounds fine if you're just listening to it on like computer speakers or phone speakers or even in the car, but it's almost unlistenable with proper headphones. Like, I don't understand what went wrong here. I mean, maybe it's just that's what they're going for, but I don't think that you would waste a Timbaland production on something like this. Outside of the production, the track's okay. Rumor went out of his way to explain that the track isn't about a breakup or a girl, but instead addiction. I think between the production and him going, oh, 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 there's just too much going on with the track for me to enjoy listening to it. Silence brings us back to the sound that I was expecting with this project. The track sounds big, open, and really grandiose, giving Rumor plenty of room to flex his vocals. But I do wish we got more than just one verse from him, since it felt like there was more room on the track to do so. But I'm generally pleased with what we got here. The next track here is Best Friend. And on this track, Rumor does his best Weeknd impression and pulls it off decently. From needing lines for the bathroom to the snow flowing, all white, off-white, blurred lines, the cocaine references are never ending here, and I love it. I mentioned this last year during the mid-year top album list, but I love coke rap. There's just so many ways to refer to cocaine, and it's just always so creative. This whole song is just a reference to some girl's best friend, which happens to be cocaine. So I really enjoy the song. It's just fun. The final tracks on this album are Rascal and the Rascal remix. There's not really much to say about Rascal that hasn't been said by everyone else yet. It's such a good song, and it will not leave the deepest parts of my mind. Like, I can't stop the song from playing at all times in my head. Send help, I'm trapped. I love this line, bitches that broke my heart, they became hoes I scam. Basically, he'll scam you if you break his heart. I just thought it was fun. But also, fuck 12. That's always important. With the remix of Rascal, we get a feature from Thugger. Originally, this was supposed to be on the project when it released, but it wasn't there when it released, but then it's there a few days later, so it's whatever. We have it now. And I was actually excited for this track when I heard Thugger was going to be on it, but I really wasn't excited when I heard the track. I guess I just expected more since he had kind of entered into country rap with Thugger Girls. Like, I like what he's saying here, but the delivery and I don't know, it's just, it doesn't quite fit with like the beat and the rest of the track. Like, I like it. He basically took the fuck 12 line and did a whole verse about it. I mean, it's fine. Maybe it'll just grow on me since I've only listened to it a handful of times. All in all, I don't know how I feel about this project, really. I think in general I like it, but it has me wishing there was more to it. And maybe it's just because I expected him to carry on the trend of Rascal, or maybe the project's just too short for me to fully form an opinion. The only major issue I had with this project really is the track I'm Not Over You, which was just terrible for a Timbaland produced track. Other than that, this wasn't a bad first project. And I'm hoping that this leads to a full project where things are a little bit more cohesive and flow better together. My favorite tracks here are Rascal, Welfare, Best Friend, and Dealer. All I can hope for is that the next time we get a project from RMR is that he doesn't tap Timbaland for production, because it seems like he has a pretty good team behind him besides the people that okayed that Timbaland track. That's all I got for this album though. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about this album if you listened to it. Do you think he's just gonna fade away into obscurity like other one-hit wonders like this? Or do you think he's gonna stick around and become something bigger? Also, like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And as always, there are links in the description for places that you can sign petitions and donate to, because change needs to happen. Well, that's all I got now. Stay safe out there, and thanks for watching.